Have you ever felt like you are doing everything right, but nothing seems to be changing? You pray, you believe, you stay positive, and you keep hoping, yet the things you desire still feel far away. If you have ever felt this way, take a deep breath and stay with me, because this message may be exactly what your heart needs today. What if the reason you feel frustrated is not because your manifestation is missing, but because it is actually much closer than you think? Many people give up right before life begins to change. They stop believing because they cannot see movement with their eyes. But here is something important to remember. Not everything happening in your life can be seen immediately. Some of the most beautiful changes begin quietly. Just because you cannot see results today does not mean nothing is happening. Think about a seed planted deep in the ground. For days or even weeks, nothing appears on the surface. It looks like nothing is growing. But underneath, roots are forming, strength is building, and life is preparing itself for the perfect moment to rise. Your life may be working the same way right now. Something could already be moving into place for you. So before you give up, remind yourself of this. Your story may be changing in ways you cannot yet see. There is a moment many people experience during their manifestation journey, and it feels heavy. It is the moment when they start asking themselves, why is nothing happening? Days pass, weeks pass, sometimes even months pass. You keep looking around, hoping for a sign, waiting for something to change. Slowly, doubt starts entering the mind. You begin wondering if you did something wrong, if the universe forgot you, or if your dreams are simply not meant for you. The truth is, many people do not give up because they are weak. They give up because they become tired of waiting. We live in a world where people want quick results. We want answers immediately. We want proof immediately. When we cannot see movement, we often believe nothing is happening. But that thinking can become dangerous because impatience creates frustration, and frustration slowly turns into doubt. Another mistake people make is comparing their journey with others. You see someone else achieving success, finding love, reaching goals, or living the life you want, and suddenly you start questioning your own path. You begin thinking you are behind, but life does not move on one clock for everyone. Every person has a different journey and a different timing. Sometimes people are not far from their manifestation at all. They are simply standing at the point where faith is being tested. And many times, the greatest mistake is walking away when life could already be preparing something beautiful behind the scenes. One of the hardest things to accept is that some of the most important work in life happens where you cannot see it. We often trust only what our eyes show us. If we see progress, we believe something is happening. If we do not see progress, we assume nothing is changing. But life does not always work that way. Sometimes the biggest shifts happen silently, in places hidden from view. Think again about a seed beneath the soil. The ground above it looks exactly the same day after day. If someone looked at it, they might say nothing is happening. But underneath, something powerful is taking place. Tiny roots are growing. Strength is building. The seed is preparing itself before it ever appears on the surface. It does not rush. It does not panic. It simply trusts the process. Your manifestation journey can feel very similar. There may be people being connected at the right time. New opportunities may be forming. Doors may be opening in ways you cannot yet understand. Certain situations may be shifting just to place you on the right path. Even your own mindset may be slowly changing without you noticing it. The problem is that many people judge their progress too early. They look at today and decide the future from one moment. But life can change in ways that surprise you. One phone call, one meeting, one idea, or one unexpected opportunity can completely change everything. Just because you cannot see movement does not mean life is standing still. Sometimes the universe is working quietly, preparing something bigger than you imagined. One of the biggest reasons people feel stressed during manifestation is because they try to control every detail. They want to know when it will happen, how it will happen, and exactly what path life will take. They keep checking for signs, searching for proof, and asking, "Is it here yet?" But the more we try to force life to move on our timeline, the heavier the journey can become. Think about how exhausting it feels to constantly chase answers. Every day becomes a test. Every delay feels like failure. Every quiet moment starts creating fear. Slowly, peace disappears because the mind becomes focused only on results. But manifestation is not only about wanting something. It is also about learning how to trust while waiting. Sometimes we think we know the perfect timing for our dreams. We believe I need this now, or my happiness depends on this happening immediately. But life often sees a bigger picture than we do. There may be lessons you still need to learn, strength you still need to build, or opportunities still making their way toward you. What feels like a delay today may actually be protection or preparation. Trusting the process does not mean giving up on your dreams. It means believing that life is still moving, even when you cannot see every step. It means understanding that forcing something can create resistance, but trust creates peace. Sometimes the moment you stop chasing and start trusting is the moment everything begins falling into place. Many people expect signs to appear in big and dramatic ways. They think manifestation will arrive with one huge moment that changes everything overnight. But very often, life speaks quietly. The signs that your manifestation is getting closer can be small, gentle, and easy to miss if you are only looking for something big. Maybe you suddenly feel more peaceful for no reason. Maybe a new idea keeps coming into your mind again and again. Maybe you meet someone unexpectedly, hear the same message repeatedly, or start feeling pulled toward a certain direction in life. Sometimes opportunities appear in small forms. A conversation, a random thought, a new habit, or a feeling deep inside that tells you something is changing. These things may not seem important at first, but they can be signs that movement is already happening. Many people ignore these moments because they do not match the picture they created in their minds. They expect fireworks while life sends whispers. But manifestations often begin with little changes before the bigger results arrive. Small shifts create larger shifts. You may also notice that old things begin leaving your life. Certain people may grow distant. Some situations may stop working. Plans may suddenly change. At first, this can feel confusing or even painful. But sometimes life removes what no longer belongs so something better can enter. Pay attention to the small signs. Not every message arrives loudly. Sometimes your manifestation gets closer step by step, quietly moving toward you while you are still wondering if anything is happening at all. One of the most painful thoughts people carry during manifestation is this: maybe it is never going to happen for me. When things take longer than expected, the mind quickly starts creating negative stories. We begin believing that delays mean rejection. We think the waiting itself is proof that our dreams are slipping away. But what if the delay is not a denial at all? What if the waiting period has a purpose you cannot see yet? Think about moments in your life when something did not happen the way you wanted. At the time, it may have felt disappointing. You may have felt hurt, confused, or even angry. But later, you looked back and realized that if things had happened earlier, they would not have worked out the same way. Sometimes timing protects us from things we are not ready for. There are moments when life is preparing you before giving you what you asked for. Maybe you are learning patience. Maybe you are becoming stronger. Maybe you are healing from old pain or becoming a different version of yourself. Because sometimes receiving the manifestation is not the first step. Becoming ready for it is. Imagine receiving everything you want before you are emotionally prepared to handle it. Sometimes blessings arrive after growth, because growth creates space for those blessings to stay. So if things feel delayed right now, do not immediately believe that life is saying no. It may simply be saying, not yet. There is still something beautiful happening behind the scenes. One thing that quietly steals peace during manifestation is constantly watching the clock. Many people wake up every day asking, is today the day? They keep checking for signs, looking for proof, and counting how long they have been waiting. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and slowly the focus shifts away from living and moves completely toward waiting. Instead of enjoying life, they become trapped in watching time pass. The problem with constantly checking for results is that it creates pressure. It sends a message of fear and lack. Deep inside, it says, I do not trust that it is coming. And when fear takes over, peace disappears. Life starts feeling heavy because happiness becomes attached to one future moment instead of the present moment. Think about some of the happiest moments in your life. Many times they arrived unexpectedly. You were not standing there staring at a clock waiting for them. You were living, growing, laughing, learning, and then suddenly life surprised you. Sometimes the things we desire arrive when we stop squeezing so tightly and allow ourselves to breathe again. Trusting the journey means learning how to enjoy where you are while still believing in where you are going. It means choosing peace while you wait. It means understanding that your life is not on pause just because your manifestation has not arrived yet. Beautiful things can still happen today. Joy can still exist today. And maybe the more you trust the journey, the more life begins unfolding naturally in ways you never expected. There is something powerful that many people overlook during manifestation, and it is gratitude. Most people think gratitude begins after they receive what they want. They believe they will finally feel thankful once the money arrives, once the relationship appears, or once life starts looking the way they imagined. But gratitude does not only belong at the end of the journey. Gratitude can become part of the journey itself. When people focus only on what is missing, life can begin to feel empty. The mind keeps repeating, "I do not have enough yet. Nothing is changing. I am still waiting," and slowly attention stays fixed on lack. But gratitude shifts your focus. It gently reminds you that even now, there are blessings around you that deserve your attention. Maybe you woke up today with another chance to begin again. Maybe there are people who love you. Maybe there is peace in a small moment, hope in your heart, or strength inside you that carries you through difficult days. Sometimes we become so focused on reaching the next chapter that we forget to appreciate how far we have already come. Gratitude does not mean pretending life is perfect. It means choosing to see light, even while waiting for bigger things to arrive. And something beautiful often happens when you practice gratitude. Your energy begins to change. You feel lighter. You feel calmer. Instead of feeling like life is holding things back from you, you begin feeling that life is already giving you reasons to smile. And sometimes that simple shift can change everything. Sometimes people believe manifestation is only about asking, hoping, and waiting. They think that one day their dream will suddenly appear and everything will instantly change. But there is another part of the journey many people forget. While you are waiting for your manifestation may also be waiting for a new version of you. Think about the person you were a few years ago. You have changed. You have learned lessons, survived difficult moments, and grown through experiences you never expected. Life has been shaping you little by little. Even when it felt painful, even when it felt slow, growth was still happening. And sometimes that growth is preparing you for what comes next. Imagine asking for abundance while still carrying fear that you are not worthy enough. Imagine asking for love while still healing from old pain. Imagine asking for success while still doubting yourself every day. Sometimes the journey is not about chasing the dream. Sometimes it is about becoming the person who can fully receive it. This does not mean you have to become perfect. No one is perfect. It simply means becoming more open, more trusting, and more aligned with the life you want. Maybe you are becoming stronger. Maybe you are learning self-love. Maybe you are discovering your value in ways you never did before. And here is something beautiful to remember. While you are waiting and wondering when your manifestation will arrive, you may already be transforming into the person who naturally attracts it. The process is not only changing your future, it may also be changing you. As we come to the end of this message, remember this one powerful truth. Just because you cannot see movement does not mean nothing is happening. Your manifestation journey is not over. In fact, it may be unfolding in ways you cannot yet understand. Life is always moving. Pieces are always shifting. Doors are always opening somewhere behind the scenes. The waiting season is not a sign to lose faith. It may simply be a season of preparation. Trust the process, even when it feels difficult. Trust the timing, even when it feels slow. And most importantly, trust yourself. You have already come farther than you realize. Every lesson, every challenge, and every moment of growth has been shaping you into the person you are becoming. Sometimes life saves the most beautiful surprises for the moment you almost stop believing. So take a deep breath and remind yourself today, what is meant for you is not lost. What belongs to you is still finding its way. Your manifestation may already be closer than you think. If this message touched your heart or gave you hope, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts and experiences. And don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs this message today, and subscribe to the channel for more uplifting and powerful content. Until next time, trust the journey and keep believing.